Welcome back to another edition of Hunk of Junk Car Mods Garage. Today we are going to be taking and making a throttle bracket. What I have here in my hand is the original throttle bracket off of the V6 that used to be in this car. As you can tell, we have a tunnel ram on here, and our cable is a long one. We cannot put it back here because it'll be up against the firewall. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to figure out how to make it to come off of this and work up here off of the first carburetor. It can set us right about in there. Now we have to keep in mind, we have to keep clearance for the back carburetor so that it's not in the way. I've kind of got an idea in my mind. You can't buy the throttle bracket that would actually work with this, being the setup he's got here. Again, we're going to have to do some modifications to make this work. As of here, we got where we can take and put it from the front carburetor to the back of the front carburetor to the front of the rear carburetor. But again, that is in our way. This is going to have to actually sit out here like this. We also have to incorporate, being this has a AOD transmission that is going into it, it will have a kick down cable. It is called something else too, but I can't think of it off the top of my head, to where it has to be in line. When it's full throttle, the cable has to be at full throttle, and then when it's at idle relaxed, the cable has to be relaxed. So we have to get our piece positioned right to where we can manage that. They do sell a bracket that comes off of the throttle arm on the carburetor. It brings it down to extend it. So therefore we have to, figure out what we're going to do here. But as of right now today, we are going to build our throttle bracket to get our throttle into position where it needs to be. I might have to wind up getting the V8 throttle cable so it ain't so long. I mean, the V6's was clear up here like this in the front. So anyhow, let's get started. Our throttle piece is going to have to be at least 7 inches long, so that we can get it here to here and bring it up in here. So we're going to need to cut a piece of metal 7 inches long, and approximately, let's see what we got here. I would say about 2 inches wide. What we've done here, we got a cutting tool here, got an angle square, aluminum square, or whatever you want to call it. An angle square to me. Remember, we needed 2 inches wide by 7 inches long. The Took and marked our thing out. We're going to cut our inches out of there. Now we're going to start out with our bracket. I'm going to do is plug this thing in. And we are going to commence to cut. I like to cut on the side so that the sparks don't burn the clothes. Here we have a seat. What I'm going to do, take this piece after she cools down here. We have a little bitty piece like that. We'll take that and we'll take and grind her up and make her presentable as a piece. As soon as we figure it out, baby's hot. to start shaping our piece and get it to where we need it to be so that we can get this set up on here. We have our holes drilled. Well, we're going to shape it so that we can get it to fit in there nice and look nice. Cut this end off here so we can find it. Always want to start from one end and work your way to the other end so that you can get it to form up nice, look like something, preferably that you bought out of a store. Now, one thing I have to say is everything has to start somewhere. It's everything that you buy from the store or you buy online or whatever it may be, somebody went through this same process to get that product. You know, years ago we didn't have CNC machines and everything like that to be able to do it. We had lathes and stuff like that, but it all starts with fabrication. And you can take and make something and go, hey, you know, that's something pretty good there. Get a patent just like everybody else did and get a company to make mass produce them for you. You know, CNC machine or whatever. But they all have to start somewhere. They ain't just made up. Somebody's made it. Whatever it may be for an automobile, somebody has made it for the aftermarket stuff. Okay, we welded and we ground. We got our bracket to where it's close. We chucked the fitting. We made our little notch here for our cable to go in, along with threading, capping it and putting threads in it for the bolt to hold the throttle cable on. This here goes to the carburetor. And what we'll do later on here, once we get our cable for the AOD transmission, we're going to put a notch in here, just like this, to be able to put the cable for the kickdown, whatever they call it. There's something else they call it, and I can't think of it. I'll put a little note on top of the video when I find it. But anyhow, there's our throttle bracket right there. Simple to make. A little bit of modifications. And it works now. All we got to do is paint it, get it ready to go on. This will go right up here like that, or we could even put it here like that. No matter where we put it, it's going to work. In two carburetors. Now what I think I might do is I might just go ahead and build a bracket here to do the kick down cable right here. That way your throttle cable is here, your kick down cable is here. I can take and hook my spring to that, which will keep the tension on both carburetors. We should be all good. Might be able to go just like that. There we go. Just a temporary little doohickey there. And we should be all good that way. We can't put our spring here because we're a little too short. I mean, we could come up into here, put a hole right there, and put it right there, like that. We will have to see.